rewrite it, won't fight it, I'll rewrite it,
I won't reject it.
I'll be selective,
It's my directive.
part of the collective.
I don't like it. I'll rewrite it. Won't fight it. I'll rewrite
I don't.
I'm back and I love Disney more than ever. When it comes time to re-up, I'm gonna go ahead and pull that lever. At my fingertips, I got decades of entertainment. Boycotted, nah, on that, I'll take a rain check. It's for my kids, it ain't none of your biz. Got it for shows that ain't even on it. Thought I'd write a little sonnet. They like mackerel mermaids. To catch 'em you need more than worm bait. Since I have a sub, I may as well watch a damn show. Rogue One and or Mando. It's for my kids, it ain't none of your biz. Got it for shows that ain't even on it. Thought I'd write a little sonnet. It's for my kids, it ain't none of your biz. Got it for shows that ain't even on it. Thought I'd write a little sonnet.
Why did you watch the show using Disney Plus? Put your money where your mouth is. Bro, my kids want Disney to watch the crap they watch. My kids.
It's for my kids, it ain't none of your BS. Got it for shows that ain't even on it. Thought I'd write a little sonnet.
There's my money where my mouth is. If you don't like it, bounce. You can freaking bounce.
I got a sub, you don't like it. You know what you can do.
Bounce. You can freaking bounce. I've done more against Disney and what they've done to Star Wars than you could dream of.
USA.
A lot of people make jokes about spacing somebody, about shoving somebody out an airlock. I don't think it's funny.
It is Thursday night, and this is The Spacing. I am your host, Tim, I am the culture war realist, a rational individualist. I'm the expanded universe absolutist. I am the alpha with nostalgia. I know the Lord of the Core. I storage in the origin. I know the record like a tech nerd. I've got the hot takes for the bot fix, and most importantly, I am never a victim. Thanks for being here tonight, guys. We're on YouTube, we're on Rumble, we're on Kick. Hit the like button on those platforms. Share the links out there everywhere. Let's get the chat full tonight. We got a lot to talk about. Just came off of the Grizzy stream. Thank you very much for the invitation and the raid, sir. Greatly appreciate that. Let's see whom we have with us tonight. Thanks for showing up, guys. We got Justin, the Star Wars Marvel purist, a streamer in his own right, and the Rumble pioneer, reminding everyone to do those things. And it really does help, especially on Rumble with the repost, guys. Double A is in the house with the USA chant, United States of America and United Spacers Alliance. Tehilim 29's here with us. We got Black-Pilled Timon. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Have a doctor's appointment. Yeah, and you're a few hours ahead of us down there in South America. People forget that South America isn't directly south. It's over to the east as well. So they're way ahead of us in time. King Chris Super Member is in the house saying howdy, because guess what, guys? We say howdy here. And by the way, we do have emojis now on the Rumble side. They should be available. I'm checking, and yes, they are. Quite a few things to look at. So we've got the Shield Trooper one. We'll use that from the music video you just saw. What else do we have here? Towies. You want to talk about Towies? Like Gavin Base Broadcast does. So use the custom emojis, guys. They're available for subscribers, which is a member on the YouTube side. So those are out there and available. Use them because they're awesome. And thanks to Justin for reminding me to get those things made. E. Clay Thomason, another longtime supporter, coming up on 5 years. June 2021, first becoming monetized on YouTube. Mike C is in the house. Saw him in the Grizzy chat. Half Price Books, Wedge's Gamble, one of my favorite Star Wars novels ever. Just a fantastic read and a fantastic series, X-Wing. SWA223 saying howdy. Big time supporter on the Rumble side, and we appreciate him. Gabriel Knight, another super member, and I can't thank him enough. Like, he came up with the video portion in less than a day, probably in less than an hour. I made the song, wrote the lyrics, had to redo it a few times because I didn't like the way it came out. And I'm like, hey, don't spend a lot of time on this, but I'd like some kind of video to accompany that. The Script Trooper one, the Shield Trooper one, whatever that was, Cloud Rap, that worked. Just have kind of like the, psychedelic wave going to it. But Gabriel Knight, GK Records could stand for Gabriel Knight. Let's just come out and say that. But thank you very much, as always, for the fantastic work you do. Get me out of cryo sleep. Yeah, like last night. Nas is in the house. The Nuisance Bird in the house saying, Kaka! Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Grizzy's in the chat. Thanks again for having me on. Darth Angel 76 is in the house. John Getz is here. Raiders. The Viking Raiders. Yeah, as Chris Berman would say. Good point. Is that guy canceled, I think? He got canceled a couple of years ago, right? I really don't watch football. It's Beastman 21. He's getting a gifted membership. Oh, do we have that? It's not showing up over here. Let me scroll up. So John Getz joined the channel as a monthly supporter. Thank you very much, John. I know you've been a member on the YouTube side a couple of times, so thanks for that, and thanks for the support over here. Let's see what we have for that. Got to play something for it.
Yes, thanks for calling and not reversing the charges. Yes, bye. Shithead.
This is Space Cowboy from the planet Earth.
And John is also gifting the 5 subscriptions to United Spacers Alliance, which SWA223 got, Grizzy, it's Beastman, and a couple of others. So thanks again for that, John. Longtime supporter, been coming around. Appreciate you. Oh, frack.
Well, looky what we have here.
Love when people do that because over here we call it, and there's an emoji for this, guys. It's called casting that sea invisibility spell. You get to find out who's been watching your stream. So thank you very much to John for doing that. Let's see, $5 Rumble rant from John. Hey, coach, maybe don't raise your kids to be lazy streamers and get them some discs and at least buy a damn season digitally, you sub whore. I get Simpsons rather than sub to Disney Plus. Yeah, exactly. These people act as if these platforms, Disney and Paramount Plus and Peacock and whatever else, Hulu, owned by Disney, are the only ways to watch television, movies, entertainment. And it's not. There are other ways of doing it. So, very good point from John on his $5 Rumble rant. Appreciate that, John.
I've got a headache this big and it's got Excedrin written all over it.
A headache just like J.I. Acup. And by the way, after we get through the introductions here and the hellos, we're going to talk about a little bit of J.I. Acup news. Can't wait to see that.
I really liked Baby Dumbo.
Yeah.
Thanks for the $5, John. Darth Angel, $1 on the Rumble side. Coach's excuse for having Disney Plus is pathetic. He can easily go on a pirate website and watch Maiko Mermaids. What a loser. Yeah, totally agree. You're right, Darth Angel.
What is it, some kind of local trouble?
Let's just say we'd like to avoid any imperial entanglements.
Well, that's the real trick, isn't it? And it's going to cost you something extra.
Appreciate that. Let's see. Everyone's loving the music in the chat. We'll have to play that again later for a piss break or something. I need to get this clip, which I don't have. O3 Gorilla becoming a member on the YouTube site at the Spacer Recruit level. Thank you so much, O3 Gorilla, for joining the channel.
I feel confident our situation will create a strong sympathy vote for us. I will be Chancellor.
Appreciate that. Let's see. Blue-Eyed Scorpio's in the house. Haven't seen you in a while. Okay, great. I'll look you up tomorrow, and I got to ask you a couple of questions for sure. This guy's been streaming gaming, so make sure you're subscribed to Blue-Eyed Scorpio. He needs to get on the Rumble site as well. Rumble is the future. Let's see. Melissa Lord, first ever member of the channel in the house. Real wrestling fan. Yeah, there's real Star Wars fandom. There's real wrestling fandom too, right? Yeah, thank you very much. And I think everyone's going to be coming out with these streamers links to where all of our links are in one place across all platforms. Yet again, the Justin Pioneer coming up with that idea. So we got to get that done. Yep, the Freedom Platform. Let's see. Steezo for life, super member in the house. 5 gifted memberships on the YouTube side. You know what we got to play for that, right, guys? Casting that see invisibility spell. Fantastic supporter is Steezo for life.
We're not just doing this for money. We're doing it for a shitload of money.
I'm going to Disneyland.
Let's see who got the memberships. Double A did. We've got Forgotten Prime, Metal Mugen, Lethal Lightning, the man. Visited his stream the other night. Gronkin Gaming, talking about some stuff I didn't understand, but it was interesting nonetheless. And Lineman JCD, all now members of United Spacers Alliance, courtesy of our man Steezo. Thanks, Steezo. Let's see. I think we've gotten through everyone. Thanks for being here, guys. Share that link out there, please. Let's get the chat full. So I mentioned J.I. Acup news, and we've had the joke about this, right? But it's actually come out. The merchandise he has always wanted is now out. Let's go ahead and share this. Okay, are you guys ready? The Grogu fleshlight is now out. So it looks to be a little bit too big for him, but nevertheless, he can buy one and somehow adjust it so it fits. But yes, the Grogu fleshlight is out for gaps like J.I. Acup and others. OG Star Wars, top tier member of the channel, gatekeeper, and good friend is in the house. Thanks for being here, sweetheart. But yeah, guys, maybe he could save up enough from his failed podcast to buy this. And I think the other end doubles as the opposite. I think the other side is like an insertion method. So good for him. He finally got the merch that he wanted. Congratulations, J.I. Acup. The headache man. Yeah, finally. Expensive Poodoo in the house. Thanks for being here. And actually, we talk about merch that is going to come up later in the stream. So for now, let's go ahead and get into what we're going to get into. All right. And by the way, guys, there's a custom emoji on the Rumble side of the Good Admiral. And when we have the briefing, the Good Admiral shows us what the topics are. So the Mando trailer, are we going to talk about the Mando trailer itself? Not really, because we don't give a shit about Disney Star Wars, and we can't say anything that hasn't already been said. But we're going to talk about our side and the Mando trailer and what it means. We got the videos pulled up. What about the Super Bowl? Jake Skywalker and the Super Bowl. I'll tell you what that means. You saw the thumbnail. I'll explain it. And then the post Kathleen Kennedy era. It's just more of the same. We got proof of that. And a little bit of history as well. Made a video on that today on my newer channel, Star Wars and Politics, the channel that has not been cooked by YouTube. And then expanded Bootyverse and more. There's just so much more to talk about. Something came out. I found it right before we went live with Grizzy. So I got to bring that up and chat about it. So those are the topics for the night. All right. Let's see. Silver Ogre's in the house. Thanks for being here. Yeah, perfect item for his brown eye. I have not watched professional football since June. Well, that season, August, September 2020, because I got tired of being told that they hate me and I'm stupid because we don't appreciate their kneeling, and then we should support all the riots, like all professional sports. I got tired of it and I just dipped out. That's what I'm saying. It is too big. Way too big. They need an adapter, probably for most of the people who'd buy it. Camp 4K, say something. All right. So before we get into some of that stuff, just a few news pieces here. I don't know if you guys saw this. I saw something on it like yesterday or possibly the day before yesterday. Hang on one second. Okay. We're good to go. So let me share this. Mark Hamill slammed by fans who say he extorts followers with $700 autograph prices. And I remember seeing like a placard that he had on his table or whatever. It's probably in this video. So these people like Mark Hamill, right? When he's doing stuff that they like. Speaking out against the president of the United States with his TDS, they love that stuff. But they don't like it when he tries to make money for himself using his experience in Star Wars as the main character of Star Wars. He's Luke Skywalker. $700 autograph. I've never paid that much for an autograph. I probably never would. I think the most I've ever paid for an autograph is probably $40. And I didn't do it so I could resell it. And we know from the past, we've talked about it on the stream, on this channel, he doesn't like the people who resell this stuff. So is that why he's doing it? To discourage people from trying to sell it after they bought it at a low price? Don't really know. But he's Luke Skywalker. Here it is right here. 8x10 photo, 400 autographed. The premium 5, I don't know what that means. And bulky, I assume that means like if you bring your own item and it's large. Doesn't really matter. But we're not talking about, I've seen these weird like anime voices and their autographs are in the $40 range. It's like, are you kidding me? I'm not going to pay someone who voiced an anime character $40. I wouldn't pay Mark Hamill $700, but if I claim to be this big fan of Mark Hamill in 2025 and he's Luke Skywalker, maybe I would. And these people all think everything should be free. You heard the guy on Grizzy's stream, the Shill of the Force, talking about Hulu. Oh, it costs $2 billion for a subscription. These people think everything should be free and things don't come at a cost. Is it a little bit steep? Yeah, sure. Does he need the money? Maybe. I have to assume he's okay financially. But again, I think it's primarily to discourage resellers from what I've heard and seen. So he's Luke Skywalker, guys. Like, how much do you think Harrison Ford would charge? Harrison Ford probably would never even get near one of these things. So there's a lot of reasons to despise Mark Hamill, but how much he charges for an autograph, I don't really think is one of them. Stezo says he's doing it to cover the cost of living in California. Yeah, no shit. He is Jake Skywalker now. You're right, Darth Angel. So, saw this, and he's going to get canceled now for charging too much. We'll see if he backs down and drops the price. Like, how low do they need to go? Just like minimum wage. Why can't we just keep raising it, guys? Oh, we want 15. Well, why not make it 15.50? Why not make it 16? Just keep on raising it up. Stupid. Here's the merch I alluded to earlier, and this is coming out now. Most Wanted campaign unveils first merchandise for Mandalorian and Grogu. We talked about on Grizzy's stream. No one's talking about this movie. There's no buzz. Well, We have some merch here. I haven't even looked at this. I literally found the link right before I started streaming with Grizzy. So you've got some fucking Funko Pops. Does anyone in the chat like Funko Pops? I've never met anyone in real life that liked them. And that includes people that own them. Like I've said, hey, why do you have these in your house? They're like, I don't know. I just have them. These things are worthless. So of course they had to come out with Funko Pops. They got Zeb. Zeb's in the movie. Remember Zeb? Okay, they got to re-release this. So certain Hour Siders can buy these, right? You know that's going to happen. They got to have the Baby Yoda dolls because they're gaps. Action Buddy. That's what it's called, the Action Buddy. Jeez, that doesn't sound very good. You've got AT-AT remote control. These toys look like shit. Like they don't look good. They don't look like the vintage stuff. AT-RT by Jada Toys. Interesting. They're not from Hasbro. Stupid plushy keychain deals, whatever. If you hang them on your backpack. Of course, they got Legos. Deluxe basic plush. So they got multiple options for the gaps here. Fan Drop, Ice Planet Chase by Moose Toys. Ice Planet. So it's not Hoth, it's Ice Planet, right? I don't even know what these are. They just look weird. Then you've got Tiny But Mighty series figures. All kitty stuff. A Mandalorian cookbook. I mean, just lame. Like, none of this merch inspires like a huge movie release. Like, think about, some of us are old enough to remember the Jedi merch thing. And I wish I had the links pulled up, but you had stationery that looked awesome. You had clothing, t-shirts, you had shoes, you had posters, you had trash cans, the toys, the towies, of course. You had all that stuff, the Kenner toys, interactive stuff, role play stuff, like guns, blasters. And it all had packaging that popped, iconic packaging. All this is uninspiring and just boring, and there's not that much of it. It tells you how one-dimensional this movie, and especially this corner of Disney Star Wars is, where you got 2 Baby Yoda merchandise, you got the Mandalorian and a couple of things. Oh, look, it's an AT-AT and some fucking Legos. And not much else. Like, where are the other characters? I mean, gosh, guys. Sigourney Weaver's in this. I think some of the older fans would appreciate like a Sigourney Weaver blow-up doll. I mean, they could get creative with this stuff, but they're not doing it. E. Clay Thomason says, lame merch for lame people. Totally agree. John Getz. Well, I did see the movie 5 times in theaters. They messaged me about it and sent me some. It was actually a cool gesture by the company. Yeah. You have 3 Funkos. 2 I bought and 1 was a gift. 1 is Star Wars, haha, which is actually the first one I bought. Well, why didn't you tell us what Star Wars? Is it too embarrassing? Like, what is a Star Wars Funko? In fact, are the other 2 embarrassing? Towies, an Our Side. Autograph from Christopher Sabat. But it's because I posted about seeing DBS Broly several times, and Funimation DM'd me to send an autograph poster. Got it. Darth Angel for $1 on the Rumble side. Funko Pops are like these shills. They're a waste of space, time, and energy. But we never waste space here because we space people. Melissa Lord, $10 on the Rumble side. I heard the Mando movie isn't SO4 Frankenstein spliced together. BS. It's filmed in the volume. Oh yeah, the stupid screen thing. Disney Plus crap. It makes 400 to 500 million, and it still loses money. I said 650. I think it could get to 650, but it doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day. Favreau and Wolf Boy are Job Squad losers. Fantastic reference there. Love the reference. Love the wrestling reference. The Job Squad. Thanks for the $10 from Melissa Lord.
You get nothing. You lose.
I really liked Baby Dumbo.
Yeah.
You look just like a nigga from Detroit, I know.
The great Richard Pryor. Let's see. On the YouTube side, we've got Silver Ogre joining the channel. This time he's upgrading as a spacer apprentice. Silver Ogre has been coming around for years. Always appreciated his support. Showing up, whether it was Friday night on the spacing. Hell, I remember all the way back to like Indecent Behavior with Deadwood Dale and Greg in late 2021. He's in the chat. That might have been when he first found the channel, right? So really got to thank him for being here and for joining the channel on the YouTube side at a spacer apprentice level.
Nothing works.
All right. Let's see. What did Justin say? They aren't getting over. Yeah. Another great wrestling term there. So that's the merch for Mandalorian. Here's something else interesting that just came out. This is USA Today. Daisy Ridley addresses Star Wars franchise rumors. And this is dated today. It's a video. Oh, excellent. You know, maybe Script Trooper's watching and he'll get excited because his girl's on here. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, so let me share the tab. Let's see. Yep, audio on. All right. Here we go. Let's listen to this.
Of Kathleen Kennedy, the Hollywood Reporter had reported earlier this year that she was going to retire at the end of this year.
Okay.
Does that, her stepping down at all, affect anything that you may or may not have going on with the franchise?
I believe that was not true, from what I understand.
Okay.
I don't think so. I mean, I genuinely don't know. But no, I think no, it won't affect me going forward, if it were to be true.
Is it weird to continue to get asked about that? Like, people are obviously curious about it. There's some interest, which that's usually a positive thing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay with like having to kind of play this wait and see game, at least with us, even though you know, obviously have maybe been hearing other things that you can't tell us about?
I think what's lovely is people are excited because they want to see, which is great. But also it's interesting because even when I've promoted the films that we have literally made, we could never talk about them. And a lot of that is, we all know so much, you know, about everything. Films, everything is so accessible that actually I think it's really wonderful to be part of something where people maybe don't know as much. And I love that people want to know, but it will also be a great surprise then when the thing is done.
So, absolutely nothing. The movie's still going to get planned. Who knows if it actually comes out, or her trilogy, whichever it is. I can't remember if it's a whole trilogy or if it's just a fucking single movie. It's been so long. They announced it. What was it? Celebration 2023. So in a couple months here, it'll be 3 years and nothing's happened. So yeah, Spaceballs is awesome. Yeah, followed that channel, had a great stream the other night. Yeah, guys, so I don't know what this is about, but I saw this headline, and it's going to kind of fit a theme I'm going to talk about later. But this is, let's get this on the screen here. This is comicbook.com. Star Wars officially sets up a thrilling retcon that rewrites A New Hope's most iconic scene. So we started talking about this. I talked about this in my video today on Star Wars and Politics on the spacing in May of 2022, where they don't even have to remake the original trilogy or the prequels or any of it to reboot it. They can reboot it through all the other media by talking about it, saying, hey, in this scene, this is what really happened. And they've been doing this rewrite. Like you take Kristen Baver, the redhead that was on all the social media videos and stuff. She actually wrote a book, I don't know, about 4 years ago that told the story of the original trilogy. And in the Endor part of it, she kept calling it Leia's team on Endor. It's like, did you see the movie? Han was the general. He was in charge of the strike team. So through media like that, they're redefining it. And remember the short clip from Hoth? They did this, like, I think way back in 2020, early 2021. And Leia was a general on Hoth. So through all these little clips and books and comics, they're redefining what Star Wars is. I don't know what this is about, though. Why the Acolyte's Jedi X-Wing is significant for Star Wars comes to pass. The X-Wing, in the same vein, Rey's fight to Exegol. Will Star Wars ever make the Jedi X-Wing retcon official? Now that Star Wars has planted the seeds for a Jedi X-Wing, it'll be interesting to see if the retcon becomes an official part of canon. Yeah, this is one of those articles, those shit articles from a Screen Rant or a comic book that mean absolutely nothing. And they write words and words. They may even let AI write this crap. So this is not interesting at all. And it means absolutely nothing. The headline's interesting because you look at stuff like this, right? Screen Rant. Yesterday, Star Wars future rests on the shoulders of Kylo Ren's greatest scene, Let the Past Die. So I kind of talked about in my video this morning, and we have for almost 4 years now, like a lot of the language they're using, let the past die, rebuild the galaxy, all that kind of stuff. Look at The Last Jedi, the page turners, they were not burning books. They're referring to the expanded universe, all that stuff. They're just trying to rebuild Star Wars, reboot it through all their media and all their public relations documentation because they don't give a shit about real Star Wars. This whole article doesn't matter, but they just want to keep on reiterating, let the past die. The line spoken in the film. Let's see. John Getz, another $5 Rumble rant. Daisy Ridley may be the most bland woman ever. Everything from looks to personality to charisma or lack thereof. She's not angry or magnetic. She's not hot or ugly. She's not energetic or deadpan. Definition of mid. Yeah, it's hard to disagree with that. It's kind of like you look at her and say, she should be attractive, right? But she really isn't. And you can't put your finger on why. In a lot of cases, she doesn't even really have a shitty attitude. And I think you're getting at that with the angry. It's just kind of there. And no, she would not have made a good Jaina Solo. Sorry. That would never work. But Thanks for another $5, John Getz.
Thank you. Let's clap for diversity.
Build back better. Yeah, the Cultural Revolution. Yeah, we know what that means. We definitely know what that means. Let's see. The Briscoe 1234. This is the type of shit made for the Sixplains and the fake fans that watch them. Yeah, you're talking about the merch there. Yep, you're right. Let's see here. Want to make sure I don't miss anything. Thanks for following on Rumble. Appreciate you. I see a chat over here from Darth Melvin, JJ Doggerisms, but it's not showing up in my streaming software. Thanks for being here, Melvin. Maybe because she's British. Ooh, I don't know. There's some obviously hot British chicks. Bland and boy-like. Yeah, that's boy-like. I like that. That's a pretty good description, too. No, I'm actually not. And I think I talked about this, I don't know, a couple of months ago, whenever it was, and it's not going to be good. You see who's in it. Freaking Josh Gad is involved. It's like, you guys know who he is. Like, I just have no interest in seeing that. And it's the same thing like with Star Wars. Like, why do you want to see something that's going to ruin the old, right? We need to come out with like Spaceball shills channels and videos, right? Let's gatekeep Spaceballs. There's real Spaceballs and fake fans of Spaceballs. It'll be Disney Spaceballs. Yeah, I'm not going to go see that shit. I guarantee it'll suck. Guaranteed. All right. So I must have closed that. Well, I can always find it later. Wasn't going to do it until later anyway. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and dive into some of this reaction stuff to the Mandalorian and Grogu commercial. I won't even call it a trailer because it was a commercial more than anything. So let's go ahead and get into that.
Fence riders are our speciality.
I won't deny it, I'm a straight rider.
Fence riders and our siders. So first up, we got to visit our boys here. Yavin Base Broadcast. All right. They are feeling that Star Wars is out of touch after the Mandalorian and Grogu debacle. Why was it a debacle? Because it was a commercial you didn't like? Did they disappoint you that you didn't get more Disney Star Wars? Is that what it is? All right, here we go.
debacle, what just happened on Super Bowl Sunday. And now Star Wars has officially commented on it. Let's get into this. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Coach and Nick here at Echo Base Network.
Chef and Hick.
Nick, you watched the Super Bowl and you saw the TV spot. It's not a trailer. It's not a trailer. And you saw it looks like the Clydesdale Budweiser commercials of yesteryear. Yeah. Do you think that was a hit or a miss for Star Wars? You see what Polygon's saying right here. The Mandalorian and Grogu's Super Bowl trailer is one huge disappointment. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, no, it's 100% disappointment. And I've seen people out there saying like, it was a comedic, sort of throwback thing. It wasn't really meant to be taken seriously.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. But in the given state that Star Wars is in, especially The Mandalorian, with the disastrous season 3 that we got, this is what you choose to do.
Okay, here's the thing, guys. I'm going to not lie to you here. I'm going into this dry. I have not seen what they've said yet, but I knew what they were going to say. So I have some stuff I'm going to pull up after we get through this. And I want you to remember what Hicks said right there. Season 3 of The Mandalorian was a disaster, right? That's what he said. I want you to write that down. I want you to burn that into your memory. Yeah, Baby Yoda dead. He will love it for Grogu. Here we go.
With your money and your time, like fans are infuriated with Disney Star Wars. People are leaving the franchise left and right
every day.
Not them though, right? Every time they leave, they're back. We are done with Star Wars, guys, until they're not.
They are losing money hand over fist. Like nothing is going good for them. This isn't really a time for them to make comedic throwback, reference Super Bowl, TV ad spots.
Yeah.
The franchise is in a disastrous state. So that's why this thing's a huge disappointment. In that.
So it's not in a good state now that Kathleen Kennedy's gone? Is that what you're telling me? Should she still be there, Hick? Ask yourself that.
There was they weren't showing anything to like hype the movie. They just think, Grogu's is in this. And, for some people out there that are still on that Grogu train, they probably love.
No, and that's the whole point. Lethal was around then in 2020 when we caught hell on this very show, on this very channel, late 2020, my very first spacing that wasn't a political spacing, because a lot of people don't know the lore. The first 3 spacings were political shows. I don't even think you can see them anymore. They're gone. But the first Star Wars one, it was, I believe, the night after Christmas. I think it was the 26th. Me and Greg went live, and then RK is like, hey, can I hop on there? Like, yeah. So we sat there and we dunked on the Luke Skywalker thing, lost a lot of followers because people weren't having it. People like the guys on the screen here, a lot of other big names were like, oh man, they restored my faith and all this stuff. But that really faded away quick. And then the Gina being fired thing happened. And then, we're mad again. Oh no, WandaVision's out. We've got to do reviews of WandaVision on our channel. So we're back again. No one can ever get behind any kind of movement. But yeah, these are the guys, Lethal. These are the very same guys who loved Luke Skywalker returning, and they defined an entire show, justification for liking an entire show behind that one sequence, which was awful anyway. We dunked on it at the time on Raging Rhino's channel on the Mandalorian EFAPs. They're out there, I think, on a playlist.
Loved it, and are probably going to go see the movie regardless, and just going to eat it up. Those people do exist, but for the vast majority of the general audience and the diehard Star Wars fans
that moved on,
left, This was not enough, and this is not going to put butts in the seats of that movie.
I completely agree. It's like they made a TV spot that would have been perfectly fine if Star Wars was in a really good, healthy state, and it's not.
Yeah.
Star Wars is sick, and it lets you know how out of touch Lucasfilm is with the fandom and where they are right now. They actually responded. There's been so much backlash to this TV spot in The Mandalorian. You know, a week ago, everybody was making videos about how Masters of the Universe has so much more hype and interest going into it. It's going to crush The Mandalorian and Grogu. Who would have thought just a few years ago that a Masters of the Universe movie, a dormant franchise that's been hidden and buried for years, that it actually has more interest going into it than
we could have, because we weren't people who said seasons 1 and 2 were good. Grizzy made a really good point earlier on his stream when he said, for this movie, like a guy who loves fake Star Wars, or as I call him, guy who doesn't wash his hair, to make $1 billion, you would have to take the viewership of Mandalorian, assume there's like 3 people in every household or more watching, and then multiply it to get anywhere near $1 billion. It's just not going to happen. Just not going to happen. I see Jim Tells You in the chat. Good guy. Always talking about current events on his channels across all platforms. Make sure you're following Jim Tells You. Chris Macherino, I thought they said Star Wars is dead. Yeah, it's just sick. So, you know how they had the funerals for Star Wars? What they need to do now is have like a surgery for Star Wars, right? Or like a doctor's visit for Star Wars. They could do a whole stream on that. You could get what's his name? Chris Gore dressed up as like a doctor and whoever else. They could do Star Wars is sick, not Star Wars is dead. Lethal Lightning says, oh yeah, they liked the Luke scene until Gina got fired. Absolute madness. The scene didn't change just because she got fired. Yeah, and then they couldn't even stay on board with that. They're back to being subs. Remember all the hashtag cancel Disney Plus. Where's the screenshot of your cancellation? But even if you did that, you could sign right back up, and I'm sure that's what a lot of people did. Like, guys, the guy whose website was used by everyone to read articles, kind of like later on bounding into comics, was Ichibaka. That was like one of the last straws for him. He's like, I'm done here. No one's even into this movement, and it's a waste of his time. And he was an older guy, but he had some awesome shit. Like, unfortunately, all his videos are gone. Wish I downloaded them or screen recorded them. He had some awesome videos. And again, Disney Star Wars is Dumb was the website everyone read off of. He had all the Leslie Headland news back in the day. So if any of you new to this space, like, that's the lore. Like, Ichibaka was the man. He was like underappreciated, and he just said, fuck this, I'm out of here, once he started seeing all the people like not really living up to their promise to cancel Disney Plus. Yeah, Doomcock was right. Yeah, exactly. Greg was saying that for years. Eventually, when she does leave, these sons of bitches will be claiming victory. It's ridiculous. Star Wars colonoscopy, says Justin. Star Wars is sick. Yeah. Sick in the head. More like it. Let's see. Yeah, Soul Assassin's in the house. Is Soul Assassin a mod on the Rumble side? Are you in Rumble at all, Soul Assassin? I think I saw you in OG's chat. If not, we got to make him a mod. Best mod in the business. I don't know, maybe Star Wars 6 Blink can make friends with one of those Hispanic guys. Because as he told us, Look, I have a Hispanic friend, guys. That means I can like Bad Bunny, right? What a joke. Anyway, yeah, Itchy was the man. He was around, and I knew the guy pretty well. In fact, I think he's the second channel really, because the Geek Blend, Greg and Rhino invited me onto their Saturday night show in early June or July, I'm sorry, of 2020. But other people like Itchy was the first to have me on, and I had a lot of conversations with him and stuff. And he was an older guy, like I said, but he knew video editing. He knew how to make a story, a documentary style story in videos, and he was freaking awesome. And it's 5 years now. It was February, I think, when he took off. So doesn't seem like that long, but he is. Yeah, data eraser, as I call him. I think he spurred out on Rhino about 3 years ago over some stupid shit. So never really knew the guy, because I think he'd kind of faded away by the time I showed up. Yeah, I mean, again, the commercial themselves, whatever. So let's see what they think of Disney Lucasfilm's response here.
Star Wars movie, because Star Wars used to be an event. Well, Paul Tassi, I don't agree with him very often over at Forbes, but he writes, and I agree, The Mandalorian and Grogu, the hunt for any amount of hype. There's none. There's no hype for this movie whatsoever.
Now that's where, shocker, I'll agree with Chef here. And I was talking about this on Grizzy's stream. I made a post about this on X about 3 weeks ago. No one's talking about it. The merch isn't there. It's just, I forgot it even existed, that it was going to happen in May. It's like, really, May? There's no way this thing doesn't get booted out. If they don't, they're kind of stupid, because you don't have any momentum going into this. None whatsoever.
Ever. Now, here's what Lucasfilm did. Following this debacle of a TV spot, and everybody on the internet is like, what is going on, bro? Like, that was a horrible decision.
Yeah.
Was it cool to see Hoth? Not really. And I'm an original trilogy fan to the core.
So did they confirm it was Hoth? Maybe Chef has the inside info here.
But it's like, that's not how I want to see Hoth.
Yeah, and the CG Tauntauns like,
didn't look good.
Yeah,
and is it cool that Jon Favreau, the director of the movie, actually did the 30-second TV spot himself, that he directed it? Yeah, I guess, if it had been good. But
he should have known better.
Yeah, so they're moving the goalposts again, right? First it was Filoni, go all the way back to 2020. You can find clips of these guys saying they like Filoni stuff. Then, it became cool to dunk on Filoni. Ahsoka came out. That stuff with his wife being like a weirdo witch. So now Favreau is the man. And Doomcock did the same thing. It's John and Dave. Now it's only John. Well, this is out. So now John's not that great either. John's only good when something he makes is good. Well, no shit, Sherlock.
He should have known better.
Honestly.
He should have known better.
This is something I would have expected from Filoni. Or one of the other story group people over there.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned Filoni, because this is the very first thing that has happened publicly since the new regime. Dave Filoni takes over, and this is what we get. Now, obviously, they've been working on this for a while, but this is the first thing Star Wars has done under Dave Filoni's belt. This is his timetable. So here we go.
Yeah, and he had...
Yeah, so why did you promote him years back as being something good for Star Wars, right? Like, where's your responsibility in this for getting people on our side behind Dave?
To approve this, I'm sure.
Our creative and marketing team landed on a unique concept that gave a nod to a classic big game spots of years past. It captured the warmth, humor, and emotional connection between these two beloved characters and was the perfect next step for our campaign as we lead up to their big screen debut this summer.
So let's see if these guys get the reaction to this statement correct. Let's see if they get it correct, because there is a correct response to this.
And they continue.
Yeah, that just shows how delusional and detached he is from reality.
Yeah. Disney Executive VP of Creative Marketing Jackson George added, Grogu is more than a character. He's a pop culture phenomenon. Riding alongside the heroic Mandalorian, he brings lightness, humor, joy, and an instant emotional connection that transcends the moment. This big game spot celebrates how deeply we love and connect with these characters, reminds us of the fun, heart, and spectacle that defines Star Wars, and offers a bite-sized promise of the experience audiences will get when they see these two beloved icons on the big screen. Here's what they forgot, Nick, and you already alluded to it. Season 1 of The Mandalorian, and we're only looking at the audience score because the critic score doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter at all. The audience score for Season 1 of The Mandalorian, 93%.
Yeah.
Star Wars fans were buying it. It wasn't perfect, but it
Yeah, fake fans were buying it. And again, what is the size of that audience, guys? You've seen the Disney Plus numbers. What was the size of that audience? The people who watched it liked it. The people who watched it voted here. So yeah, Rotten Tomatoes can have some bullshit with critics. But again, it's 93% here. They agree with the fans. So if you think the critics don't matter, then why do they agree with the people you do like? The audience, the fake Star Wars fans, Chef. I don't understand your point here. They're both 93%. The critics liked it. The fans, the fake fans liked it. So if the critics are bad people and your vaunted audience is agreeing with them, what does that even mean?
was really, really good. And then Season 2 comes out, 91%. And I would argue that the last handful of episodes in Season 2 was peak Star Wars under Disney, under the Disney regime.
Yeah, under Disney. And again, I have some stuff I'm going to show you when this video is over. Can't wait.
But then, as you already mentioned, Season 3 happens. And it happened years ago now, 51%. It was awful. It was an absolute train wreck. And they're acting with this TV spot like that didn't happen. And that fans are no longer interested in this. Is The Mandalorian and Grogu probably going to be a safe, base hit, fun movie for an hour and a half is what I'm hearing the length of the movie is going to be, by the way, which is 2 Mandalorian episodes. That's not a lot. But is it going to be an easy watch? Probably will. But it's not going to be anything that's going to do the franchise any favors. It's not going to do anything good for Star Wars. What say you, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be an audience that's going to still be on board.
It'll be fine. It'll make money, but it's not going to be like.
See, I don't know if it's going to make money.
Well, it's cheap. They didn't go all out like they did. This ain't the Last Jedi budget, or the Rise of Skywalker. If it was the Rise of Skywalker budget, it's losing money.
Yeah, I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong. I can look this up while we're sitting here talking, but I want to say
off the top of the head, I want to say 150 million.
See, I thought it was 250.
Okay, it might be.
Which I'm not sure.
You guys got to go ask Valiant Renegade. He might know.
I'm looking it up right now. But yeah, there's going to be an audience for it regardless. But I'll be curious to see how many people actually show up for this. But yeah, the budget was 166.4, and they also received about 21.75 million in tax credits from California, so that puts it around 120, and they probably are going to put probably 60 or so into the marketing, so you're looking we're close to about 200 million. So it's going to have to make like around 400 million domestically to break even.
Here's the thing. Everyone thinks they're a film expert. At the end of the day, these studios mask all the costs. We don't know when movies really do or do not make money when it comes to profit. Now, if a movie makes $1 billion, $1.5 billion, it's like, yeah, it probably made money, especially given that some of these movies are not special effects extravaganzas. But one of those movies make, 400 or 500, and you're like, well, they claim the budget was 200, 250. Did it or did it not? Oh, you double it for marketing. All these geniuses online think they know the formula because they bought into all the bullshit that some of these stupid fucking YouTubers have come up with. Every movie is going to be different. Every single one's going to be different. But hey, the catering budget, what's the catering budget? That'll tell us whether or not the movie is going to make money or how expensive it is.
So it's doable for this. Again, I'll be surprised to see if this thing actually makes money.
What if this movie, let me give you a hypothetical. Let's say season 3 never happened, and this movie was coming out 1 year after Luke's return in the season 2 finale. What is the different state we would be in right now?
Well, number one, they probably would have put more into the budget. They probably would be marketing it more, and the story would probably be completely different than what we're getting in this movie. So it would probably be a completely different movie, and people would probably be, more hyped about going and seeing it.
There would definitely be way more hype about a Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
Yeah.
If they could invent the time machine and go back, but you can't. You have to pay for the decisions that you have made. And the Mandalorian and Grogu, the Mandalorian was the best thing Star Wars had going for it. And they ruined it, bro.
Yeah.
Like it was almost like
they ruined it, bro. They ruined. New clip. Someone timestamped this shit. It's exactly 10 minutes in on this video. New clip. They ruined it, bro. Here's the thing. I'm waiting. We got 3 minutes left and we're on 1.5 speed here. I'm waiting for them to correctly address the statement from Disney Lucasfilm, and they haven't done it yet.
it was just sabotage.
Yeah.
I had a comment after the teaser trailer. It feels like they don't even care. They care. They just are so out of touch with where they are in the cultural zeitgeist. They have no idea that people just don't care anymore. It's the people that don't care, the fans that don't care. This teaser trailer didn't do anything for this movie. There's no hype for this movie.
These people are done with Star Wars, guys. They are done.
You need to be making this like an event, because Star Wars in the theater used to be an event, but it's not under Disney.
Yeah, and the thing is, I honestly can't see.
It's an event in the theater whenever he goes to Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi, re-releases, and gives Disney money, though. I don't even like the prequels, but I'm going to go see it. Any chance to give Disney money, guys.
There ever being a Star Wars event / hype level that we got with the original trilogy, the prequels, and even the sequel trilogies, because
there was the Force Awakens hype. There definitely was hype for that.
Yeah, there was hype for that, and then there was hype around the Last Jedi too.
There was, but man, it exploded after people watched it.
Luke was coming back, and everybody was like, "All right, we're getting Luke back. He's gonna be like badass, freaking just jacking people up left and right." And then we all know the story, what happened with that. And
they could have been printing their own money, bro.
Yeah, and so I just don't ever see Star Wars ever returning.
Man, it's almost like he laments the fact that Disney is not making money, right? Like, man, they could have made all that money and they're not now. It's actually hilarious.
To the greatness that it used to be. Ever.
No. George Lucas ain't walking through that door.
No, and even if he did walk through the door, he wouldn't make it any better either, honestly, in my opinion.
Well, at this stage of life, probably not.
Yeah.
But he would clearly make it better than what's happened, man.
I could go in there and make it better than where it's at right now. And pretty much any Star Wars fan out there, you know, me and Mike were actually Super Bowl night. We're literally having a conversation about that. Like,
so you know what he's saying here. You know what this means, right? What's coming next? Star Wars AI from Yavin Base Broadcast. They're going to have their own fan film series, not just one fan film. Once these guys figure it out, or more likely they get someone else to figure it out for them, they're going to have like a Star Wars fan film. They really don't know Star Wars. They don't know the EU, so they try to adapt the EU. That's not going to work, but they're going to do it. I can tell where this is leading, and I'm still waiting for them to correctly address that statement.
Ideas of what would we have done? You know, maybe that'd be a good live stream topic. You know, one night.
Absolutely,
what would we have done to if we were in charge of Star Wars from the beginning. It's definitely not what they've been doing.
Well, guys, thank you very much. The fans are doing great things right now. Star Wars, not so much. We really appreciate you being here. As Nick said, live streams every Thursday night at 7:00 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then we sprinkle in some live streams and members videos throughout the week as well on the rant.
All right, so This is what Grizzy and I talked about on that statement, because one of those weirdo fuckheads that we were watching read the statement. That statement doesn't address anything about the trailer. Wasn't even a trailer commercial. It completely lacks story, and story is everything, right? You watch a movie trailer and you're like, okay, this Avengers movie is about this. This Spider-Man movie is about this. This Star Trek movie or TV show, whatever it is, it's about this. All the guy from Disney Lucasfilm did was rant on about the characters and how important they are, blah, 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 which leads me to believe that I think they're going to be fucking with this movie up until it comes out, like retooling the story, reshooting stuff, which is not uncommon, especially with Disney Star Wars movies. Getting a whole new director, it's too late for that unless they punt it out, but they could be jacking around with the story. And that's why they don't have any story to show, or they're so embarrassed by the story, or the movie is going to be so shallow that they don't even have anything to show, if that makes sense. It's just this running around, pew pew, like that one guy said that we watched on Grizzy's stream. It's one of those things, and these guys aren't clued into any of that. And I don't understand why they're so negative, because what I'm going to show you here is probably going to come as a little shocking, but seasons 1 and 2 of Mandalorian were not good. Everyone wants to dunk on 3, and it's more because they didn't get what they wanted. Because they're all spoiled children. They're basement brats. Oh, I didn't get what I wanted, so this thing is bad. But let's look right now at seasons 1 and 2. Let me get this stuff pulled up. And someone clipped that thing about "you ruined it, bro." That's just a fantastic clip. All right, here we are. Let me move this over here. Let me share window. All right. So, seasons 1 and 2, especially those last episodes, were peak Star Wars. What about this? Is this good Star Wars? Having a rock'em sock'em robot repeatedly punching the Mandalorian in the face in the helmet. It's like you have weapons. You're going to keep on punching. Was this good? A girl boss defeating, what was it, 6 or 7 Aqualish? Same species as Ponda Baba that started shit with Luke in the Star Wars Cantina in the first movie. If this had been a Marvel movie or something, it would be MCU, all that stuff. This was nothing but a girl boss scene, and honestly, Cara Dune, one of my very first videos that really took off. You got to separate the character from the person. If you like Gina Carano, her struggle, what she went through, it doesn't mean the character is good. The character was garbage. It's Disney Star Wars. Is this good Star Wars? Number one, yeah, the sweater looks really stupid, but the mask. Admiral Akbar looked real in Return of the Jedi in 1983. This does not look good. I believe you. And honestly, as I exposed in that video from 5 years ago, the SJW sites, before they really knew anything about Gina Carano, they were all over the character. 6 years ago, whatever it was. It was well before all the social media drama happened. And I exposed a couple of those articles in that video. Someone find that video. What about this? Is this good Star Wars? Ahsoka with the Force. A Jedi who has been around for what at this point? 35 years, something like that in the timeline. Let's see, 20 to A New Hope, 4 to Return of the Jedi. It's 24, maybe about 30 years fighting some random bitch with a Beskar spear. We covered this at the time on the EFAP. It's like just force push her ass into the water and be done with it. Blake is in the house and he says, none of these characters were in the Phantom Menace. I don't accept any of them. Is this good Star Wars? Remember how everyone was dunking on Chuck Wendig, the Disney Star Wars author who did the Aftermath trilogy? The one who said that Republicans should be put in a wood chipper and everyone's dunking on him. He's Cuck Wendig. This is his character, played by Timothy Oliphant. Should we like that? And plus, this looks horrible. Like, you guys couldn't have come up with any better costuming than this. Oh yeah, what about this? Everyone on our side laughing about this. Is this good Star Wars? Is this good media? And honestly, I'll say this and you'll think I'm a complete whack job, but back in 2020, I'm like, this is like a pro-abortion thing. It's like, hey, it's okay to eat the eggs and laugh about it. And remember the weird, crappy-looking frog alien was all freaking out about it. Yeah, it's baby killing. Eating the eggs, haha, it's funny. And a lot of people on our side thought this was the greatest thing ever. Yeah, definitely pro-abortion. Yep. I remember Tom from Midnight's Edge loving this. I would say maybe he had to, have someone get one, but let's be honest, he probably never got laid. And what about this? Is this good Star Wars? Everyone's criticizing Dave Filoni, but here he is. Self-insert. Oh, KK, self-insert because she had a brunette female in all these films. Well, this is literally Dave Filoni in an X-Wing with an A280 blaster rifle with his stupid wolf helmet, and I think he has an R5 unit in his X-Wing. Literally a self-insert, and he named himself Trapper Wolf. Is this good Star Wars? And there's more of the girl boss stuff. This is the fight. I used this like video in one of my recent, maybe one of the music videos. I can't remember. I make a lot of stuff and I forget. Oh, what about this? This is from one of the first two seasons. I think from season 1. Is this good Star Wars, guys? The Jawa fucker. They think this is good? Like, what was good about seasons 1 and 2 of Mandalorian? Someone find that playlist from Rhino's channel of the EFAPs, because we paused it. We EFAPed it. We broke down everything from season 2. We weren't around in season 1, so I think we talked about going back and doing it, but it never happened. Yeah, exactly. And wolf sexual. It's peak fire, bro. Yeah, well, we were doing that at the same time. But then they'll praise something like Andor because they probably appreciate the artistic aspect of it. Let's see. This may be the last picture here. I wish it gave me a preview. Yep, that's the last one. This is something I used in the video I made today. But again, no one's ever explained to me, and hey, let's throw this out here. Let's have a GK versus YBB public debate. Why can't we do that? Why can't we have this public debate and just talk about this stuff and prove you guys wrong? None of that stuff is good. Real wedge is greater than dopey Luthen. I don't even know, like, I don't know. I see this Luthen name out there. I don't even know who the character is. I don't know anything about it. Yeah, I know you would be. It would be too embarrassing for them, and I don't think they'd ever want to do anything like that. So I had the other video open, and I must have closed the tab. It's not on that site either. I must have closed it when I searched for something in YouTube to like clip. Let's find it. You know what I love doing? I love searching by the names we've come up with, like on YouTube, and then the real person you're looking for comes up. So you type in Shield Trooper, right? And guess whose videos come up? I wonder if he puts that like in his search. I don't have my extension, my, what's it called, Tubi or whatever it is extension. Maybe he put Shield Trooper in his video keywords. All right, let's see. Videos. Yep, here it is. Epic fail, he said. Let me back it up. And this thing's 27 minutes long. And trust me when I say we're not going to watch it for 27 minutes. We're going to speed this up to 1.5 and listen to old Marble Mouth here. All right, let me share the tab. All right, here we go.
Hey guys, Crypto here with another video, and I want to talk about this this quote trailer that they did for the Mandalorian and Grogu, which wasn't a trailer and ticked people off, even shills. We'll get into that later. I'd love to just sit here and show you the whole trailer, but every time.
What do you mean even? You mean so it pissed you off?
I do that, like other reaction channels do this all the time. Like they'll just put the trailer on the screen and just sit there, not even saying anything, and then comment after. But every time I try to do that, I can't. So whatever, it's 30 seconds. Just go watch it. But anyways, it's a TV spot where where Dave Filoni is trying to, or excuse me, Jon Favreau made this. He's trying to harken back to those old Clydesdale ads, like the ones with the horses and stuff for Budweiser. And I started to really think about that, and I was like, why would you do that from a just marketing standpoint, right? Why would you do that? Because the Clydesdale ads, right, are geared towards like guys my age, right? Like they were in the 80s and 90s. There's not a lot of young people that are really going to know what that reference is, right? So like if you were a kid when the Mandalorian and Grogu came out, right, and you bought the Grogu plush stuffy guy, and you're all into Grogu, well, now you're like a teenager.
Yeah, well, some of those guys are still buying the plushies for Grogu, right? So
you're not going to know what this reference is, and so it's like, who is this for? Because the older guys like me, we don't care about the Mandalorian and Grogu. I mean, there's a few that do. There's some shills that do, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding with the season 3 and how it was received. So I don't know why they would be appealing to older guys.
See, season 3, all these guys have a theme. We're critical of Disney Star Wars because we criticize the season of something we don't like, yet we're unable to articulate why that season is any better or worse than the 2 seasons we do like. They're all the same.
That were like old enough to remember those ads. It just seems really, really weird to me. I think they were trying to be clever, but it also speaks to the idea, like, why didn't they just do a trailer? And part of the reason that people are upset, and including shills,
sounds like he wanted a trailer,
is that this was promoted as a trailer. So all the big media, Variety, all these magazines were saying the expectation is that there's a trailer for the Mandalorian and Grogu, giving us more because the first trailer was very disappointing, even for the pro Mandalorian accounts. It was very disappointing. Disney didn't come out and say it wasn't a trailer. Not that they could, because if they did, then they'd be screwed, right? Because then people would be like, well, why wouldn't you just put out a trailer? Like, what are you doing? Like, that's what we want to see. Why would we want to see a commercial that has nothing to do with the movie? They were between a rock and a hard place if they did this. There was really no win, because if they come out and say it's not a trailer, but then if they don't and they surprise everybody, people are going to be mad. But I think the problem is they're in a bubble, and they don't understand that Star Wars is not in the state it was once in. Like, when Star Wars was in its heyday and they did something like this, people would praise it. It would be funny, it'd be cool. It'd be, oh, the Clydesdales, ah.
It's almost like he planned with Yavin-based broadcasts. They're saying the same thing. Like, oh, if this had come out back then, it would be awesome.
They're doing the same thing. That's so cool. But it's not in that position right now. It's a total mess. And this speaks to the fact that they're not listening to the fans. You guys really think you're in a state where you can release this instead of a trailer? Even for the remaining handful of fans you have left? They just don't listen. They don't listen to fans. They're in a bubble, and so they're making decisions thinking that everything's hunky-dory when it isn't. It's crazy to me. And it's like, the funny thing is you have so many good examples of this. So take, for example, Sonic, right? So Sonic, remember that? Comes out with that ugly-looking Sonic. They listen, they change it, film makes a huge amount of money, hugely successful, followed up by 2 more sequels. Apparently they're going to do 5. They're going to do 2 more. It was leaked that they're doing 5 now. Then, the Mario Brothers movie, right? Some people didn't like Peach and stuff like that, but it was very well received. They kept it pretty good, pretty tight to the source material, and it did amazingly well. And here we are with The Mandalorian, with Star Wars, and they're still not listening. They're still just doing whatever they want to do, thinking that everyone's just going to love it because they're doing it. Seems to be very much ego approach to this. So they come out with this ad, and they're riding on the thing, and Grogu uses the Force to get the reins, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, yay. And there's actually some implications to this trailer, though, that may relate to the movie that we'll discuss later. But what were you thinking? What were you thinking? Star Wars is not in a state where you can be just sort of flippantly doing stuff anymore. Now, the other argument is that they're insecure. They don't want to put out a trailer because they're scared about what the reaction is going to be because of the negative reaction to the first trailer. You remember a couple of weeks ago, we had Masters of the Universe, 25 million, 30 million views in the first few days. Mando, 4 months, 10 million in 4 months for a Star Wars feature film. That's really bad. So maybe they're just afraid. Maybe they're afraid to show Road to the Hut with a 6-pack. Which, guys, I'm not into it. They're slugs. Like, it's all about representing, right? They represent the fat cat, head cheese gangster. They don't do a lot of moving around. Somebody else go get me what I want. Somebody else go deal with that issue. I'm sitting here. And then George used the slug as the representation of that trope, which was fantastic. So I don't want to see a muscly Hut fighting in a gladiator arena with a bunch of...
That's the hill you're going to die on. And honestly, he's going back to, I didn't get a trailer, and that's why I'm mad about this. Not what the movie could be about. Not that maybe this isn't the right movie to make at all.
Jarek Hollow Chess guys, which was another TV spot that just kind of, got glossed over because nobody really cares. Anyway, so they do this Clydesdale ad that no one under 30 is even going to know what it is. But whatever, even some of them aren't going to know what it is. So they're trying to appeal to me. It's not going to work. But anyway, so they do the ad. The Tauntauns are running. And for all intents and purposes, it is a cute ad. And if Star Wars was in a good state, it would have been fine. But it's not in a good state. You can't do stuff like this right now. And listen, we all love Tauntauns. I love a good Tauntaun. Right? The scene in Empire when Han cuts open the Tauntaun and puts Luke in there and everything is fantastic. Fantastic. Even the way that Han holds the lightsaber, you can tell he's like a noob. It's kind of like, oh, all right. And he throws him in there.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
It's funny. It's good. It's clever. It's a wonderful scene. I absolutely adore it. So yeah, everybody loves Tauntauns, but that's not...
Hold on a minute. So he liked Tauntauns because of Han cutting one open and putting Luke inside of him. Okay.
Gonna be enough. I am not going to watch this movie because there's Tauntauns in it. Like, I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen. Would I sleep in a Tauntaun sleeping bag? Sure. I'd sleep in a Tauntaun sleeping bag. Tauntauns are cool. I really like Tauntauns. But I'm not gonna go watch a movie because of a Tauntaun.
I said it again, Mike. Like, how many times is he gonna say it? That's 2.
Not at the state it's in now. The nostalgia's not gonna work. So we go to the creatives. Okay, here's Ryan Stankovich, marketing brand lead. Our creative and marketing team landed on a unique concept that gave a nod to classic big game spots of years past. It captured the warmth, humor, and emotional connection between these two characters, and was the next step for our campaign as we lead up to their big screen debut this summer. I mean, these characters, it was done. You had it. You had it. If you just left him with Luke and moved on and went back to bounty hunting, you had it. And you screwed up. And what about this ad shows the emotional connection? Well, because he gave Grogu the reins. Grogu can use the Force. Grogu could use the Force and just make the Tauntauns do whatever he wants. Like Mando's just like a seat filler. Right? Like we've seen Grogu literally tame a Rancor. Do you think he needs reins to guide the Tauntauns? If anything, if I'm Mando, I'm holding...
Well, I mean, did Luke need controls for his X-Wing? Why didn't he just use telekinesis to fight with his lightsaber? I mean, does this guy just like turn his mic on and talk and just whatever comes out, and then does that stupid nervous laugh every time? Yep, there's 3. Attracted person.
The reins and being like, don't you use the Force and mess around with my control of these animals. Right? Like, so it's corny. It doesn't resonate. Like, no, they're not beloved. No one cares. They wrecked it. Season 3 wrecked it. They had a chance, even after some of the stupid stuff in season 1 and 2 and Grogu being OP, they still had a chance to keep it good and go back to bounty hunting, but they screwed up. It was done by Jon Favreau, disappointingly. It features Scott Elliott. Right? He's done a lot of car ads and stuff. Got a really good voice. Been in tons of stuff. That was fine. And again, if this was in a situation where Star Wars was in a really good place, which I think they think it is, even though it isn't, then this would have been awesome. People would have loved it. People would have been like, yeah, I remember those ads. That would have been sweet. Disney hopes the cheeky nostalgic spot will remind audiences of their affection for the characters that broke up more than 6 years ago. No. It just doesn't. It feels, honestly, you guys let me know in the comment section, it almost feels like they're trying to play people. Like play us for fools. That we're going to fall for this. Seeing tauntauns. That's what it feels like to me. You let me know in the comment section. Then we get into some of the stuff, little platoon.
So did they do the same thing in Mandalorian when they showed you the E-Web repeating blaster, when they showed you Tatooine, when they showed you the Mos Eisley Cantina from the first film? I can go on and on and on. Crate Dragon, just all of it. Look at the Mandalorian himself. Hey, look, that looks like Boba Fett. Just these, none of this makes sense. And he's like saying, "Hey, tell me what you think in the comments." And we're only at 9:43 here. What's going on 5 minutes later?
Or something in the Clone Wars. That's literally who the villain is in this. It's literally a Clone Wars episode, which is all he knows how to do, right? Like he doesn't know how to do feature.
All right, criticizing Filoni. Yeah. Jumping on the bandwagon.
Last Jedi and watched it. I am 100% entitled to my opinion on it, just like everybody else. You don't have to have a shrine in your bedroom where you worship Lucasfilm and Dave Filoni to be entitled to give your opinion, Brody. It's just insanity. Like, why are you going after fans? Why don't you just say how great it is? That's one thing about Jeremy. At least he's like Jacob. At least he just says how great it is. Now, once in a while, he's very much like Jacob, man. Once in a while, he does go after fans too, though. But before we get to the shills that have actually been complaining, I wanted to get into the Star Wars Twitter account. Now, the Star Wars Twitter account does have the Mandalorian Grogu header, but leading into this TV spot, look at their tweets, okay? They're reposting shills, okay? That must be like the big dream for guys like Brody, is to get retweeted by Star Wars. Yeah, and then they retweeted a bunch of people. But before the spot came out, so let's go to before the spot came out. Here's February 6th. So this is, what, a day before? 2 days before, okay? Let's see if they have anything to do with this TV spot or promoting this TV spot. No. No. And then this is what's really interesting. Look at the amount of Darth Maul stuff that they pump in here. Okay, that's fine. Oh, there's one. Twitter. So then you go to the shills. It's almost like they want it to flop. Remember ever making anything for you to go and spend money on their movie. Okay. I am a lifelong Star Wars fan and will always be the target audience. I wonder if she remembers the Clydesdale ads. But it has been 6 years since we have had Star Wars on the big screen. That should feel like a big deal. With this marketing, it doesn't. Even the shills are feeling it. My, how times have changed. Steel Wars is mad. If he doesn't like it, he's blocked me as well. If he doesn't like it, oh man, there's problems. But let's harken back to the good old days when other companies were using Star Wars to promote their products. When was the last time you saw that? You don't see it too often, do you, anymore? I'm sure it still happens rarely, but boy, think about it. The only way they'd be on another snow planet is if somebody shipped them over there. You're telling me 2 exact species?
Yeah, so he looked over what I mentioned in my video today about A New Journey Begins, the imagery, the language that Disney Lucasfilm was using, because this is just a really low IQ analysis here. He's not seeing what they're doing for what it really is. Something we've been looking at for 4 or 5 years now, the patterns and everything. I know what he's going to say here, though. Let me back up 10 seconds. Hit the J button. Listen to this.
Little sweater on Hoth? Then the other idea is, oh, maybe these are Tauntauns on a different snow planet. That's not possible. That's not possible. The only way they'd be on another snow planet is if somebody shipped them over there. You're telling me 2 exact species came out on 2 ends of the galaxy on 2 different snow planets. If that's the case, if that's what they end up doing, that's...
This guy's a complete buffoon. There are Tauntauns on other planets in real Star Wars. In fact, there are hybrids of them that have different like types of horns. And look at the Bantha. An entire religion in real Star Wars is built around the Bantha, the Dim U religion, because they're on planets all over the galaxy. They were transplanted there. You know, there's these things, okay? They're called starships, and they have something called hyperdrive, and it takes them to other planets at faster than light speeds. You can get into the starship and move people, objects, and animals between the planets. You can take a Tauntaun, and guess what? There's something called refrigeration. you can put them in that environment, a climate-controlled hold on the starship, take them to another planet and leave them there. Like, are you really that fucking stupid? And who's like listening to this thinking it's good? And Justin is using the new parrot and shield trooper emojis over there on the Rumble side. When was this video? It was, I think it was yesterday or a couple of days ago, like after the trailer, obviously. I'll hit escape here in a minute and we'll see the date.
Totally stupid. So all that to say, guys, it's laughably dumb, and it's become epidemic in all facets now. It's not just the writing anymore. It's not just the visuals anymore. It's not just the lore breaking anymore. It's everything.
This guy doesn't know shit about lore breaking. He doesn't even know the lore. He's one that told us about Andor. This is when he first got on the radar. About Andor, and it doesn't matter about the EU, blah, 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 all that crap. He doesn't even know the lore. He doesn't even know that Tauntauns can be on multiple planets, and that there can be like subspecies and offshoots of the main species of Tauntauns that are on warmer planets. Like, this guy didn't know anything. Like, who listens to this crap for 27 freaking minutes? All right, let's see when this was. 3 days ago. So it was on the 9th, Justin. It happened on the 9th. Yep, he's a parrot. And the people who hit like on this, 92 people, they're bot fakes. Exactly right, Tehalim29. Jorge Lucas, where are you at? I see you in the chat. Yeah, it's Shield Trooper, Griff Trooper, whatever we want to call him. Honestly, guys, like, we're not really doing a vote or anything like that for spacing of the week, because I just want to fucking space everyone. Like, these guys, they make me so angry. They don't know what they're talking about, but they speak from a position of authority, like they know what they mean. Oh, this isn't good because this and that, and I can't believe they're doing this. Look, we're being critical of Disney Lucasfilm, but we'll still be there, and we'll still rewatch seasons 1 and 2. We'll still subscribe to Disney Plus. You don't know shit about Star Wars. You don't know shit about the other topics you talk about. We're going to get into other franchises, guys. So, like, we don't like your takes on Star Wars, so stay out of those too. These guys just piss me off. It's like fucking frauds. Like, if you don't know what you're talking about, and we've exposed it time and time again, then shut your fucking channel down. Just like he told us to do. Fucking idiot, man. And I get people, oh, yeah, but I like his channel and yours. And it's like, great, I'm glad you do, but I think you're stupid for liking his. Space these guys. Gosh. Yeah, hone your craft. Like, read a book. Look, I don't want to read the expanded universe. Blah, blah, blah. They'll say this stuff. Okay, great. Then don't. But pick up the archives, right? Pick up the making of books from, about 10 years ago. I don't have those. I need them. Pick up the making of books from the 80s. They're paperback. You can find them used in a bookstore for like a few dollars. They're chock full of information. Hell, pick up the 3-volume encyclopedia. Get it on a PDF on Google and read all the entries. Learn about the topic you profess to love. Oh, it's not moving images on screen, guys. That means I can't like it. It has to be something easy for me to just sit here and watch. That's how these guys think. King Chris says nothing more frustrating than watching people come around to pretend to be for the cause, then you catch them somewhere else saying something the exact opposite. It happens in like politics too. I'm out here on social media and I'm making all these short videos and doing this and that, and then you're on welfare, You got caught as a porn addict, all kinds of stuff. These people don't put their money where their mouth is. It's not just in the Star Wars or in the entertainment space. It's in politics. It's in everything. They're just a bunch of fucking frauds. And it's not just EBN and Shield Trooper. It's WDW Con. It's all of them. And they just piss me off. The Outsiders more so than the shills, because the shills are going to be what they're going to be, right? But when the people on our side do it and they can't like take a stance, we're not saying you can't enjoy Star Wars. You can enjoy Star Wars 1977 to 2014. We can make recommendations. We can talk about it. You can read. Oh, I don't like to read. I'm an illiterate. Okay, then I can't do this with audio. I have a problem with audiobooks. My mind drifts, but Justin's pointed out, hell, I think I pointed this out going back several years. A lot of these things are like a freaking radio play where there's sound effects and everything. So why can't you guys do that and get like real Star Wars stories? You want to be part of the water cooler talk. You want to be part of the conversation. You want to have your channel built around the current topics. That's why you do it. That's the only reason you do it. You like crave the engagement you get, right? You crave the engagement you get from talking about Disney Star Wars. Well, we're the opposite. We crave talking about people who talk about Disney Star Wars and don't know what they're talking about. And we crave talking about EU, talking about the original trilogy, talking about George's methods, all that stuff. That's what we crave because we're real fucking fans. Soul Assassin says, I remember when OG and I went into a WDW stream and we're the only ones who knew Sith lore. Oh, yeah. That it's just a normie fan base, and it's fine to be a normie. It's fine, but you got to humble yourself and recognize that some people know not just more than you, but they know something, because most of the time you don't know anything. Blake says, I just read all those Legends books. Tim always tells me about the stories are okay, but I really just love the colors with the covers with the cool banner. Yeah, the gold banner. Like the one I tore in half, right? Oh, I think I got a couple of supers here on the Rumble side, a couple of Rumble rants. Sorry, guys, we kind of got off on a tangent here. John gets for $5. Chef, well, skin me a coon and swap me a skeeter. I'll tell you what, I would go see Baby Dumbo in theaters. Before I'd see this. Gosh darn it, darn prequels ain't shit. Though I'm gonna go watch it all. Yeah, that's good. I need to take that and like make a video, make a clip of myself saying that. Thanks for the $5, John. Appreciate you. Let's see what we got for that. Feel like I need more clips. I thought I got more.
There's my money where my mouth is. If you don't like it, bounce.
Yes.
Trump is now president of the United States.
TDS Mark Hamill. Thanks, John. And then $20 from SWA223. Awesome supporter on the Rumble side. You either want Disney Star Wars to fail or you don't. You either want Disney to fail or you don't. Very good point, SWA223. I think for that, we're going to take a little bit of a break and we'll play the new songs. I'm going to get something to drink, wet my whistle a little bit, and then we'll go into the last few topics. Here we go.
I don't like it. I'll rewrite it. I won't fight it. I'll rewrite it. It's a new script. Completely flipped. It's still Disney. Chill with me. Ray could be good. Kylo wears a hood. I don't like it. I'll rewrite it. Won't fight it. I'll rewrite it. I won't reject it. I'll be selective. It's my directive. Part of the collective.
I'm back and I love Disney more than ever. When it comes time to re-up, I'm gonna go ahead and pull that lever. At my fingertips, I got decades of entertainment. Boycott it, nah, on that, I'll take a rain check. It's for my kids, it ain't none of your biz. Got it for shows that ain't even on it. Thought I'd write a little sonnet. They like mackerel mermaids. To catch 'em, you need more than worm bait. Since I have a sub, I may as well watch a damn show. Rogue One and or Mando. It's for my kids, it ain't none of your biz. Got it for shows that ain't even on it. Thought I'd write a little sonnet. It's for my kids, it ain't none of your biz. Got it for shows that ain't even on it. Thought I'd write a little sonnet.
Why did you watch the show using Disney Plus? Put your money where your mouth is. Bro, my kids want Disney to watch the crap they watch. My kids.
It's for my kids, it ain't none of your biz. Got it for shows that ain't even on it. Thought I'd write a little sonnet.
There's my money where my mouth is. If you don't like it, bounce. You can freaking bounce.
I got a sub, you don't like it. You know what you can do.
Bounce. You can freaking bounce. I've done more against Disney and what they've done to Star Wars than you could dream of.
That was so funny that time he got triggered and had to tell us how much damage he's done. No, but that's that video portion from the great Gabriel Knight. As I said earlier, GK Records could stand for Gabriel Knight Records. And the music for me and the app we use, yeah, you can punch in, hey, write a song about this, but I actually write the lyrics. So good stuff. We have fun. AI is good when you're using it that way, right? Just to have fun, not to make awful, cringe Disney Star Wars fan films. Shill face. Yep, we got that custom emoji as well. I think we have about 15 to 20 custom emojis I came up with on the Rumble side. Need to add some of those to YouTube as well. I done more damage to Disney than they don't do Star Wars. Bro, I like that new one from tonight. You ruined it. The only time they would debate a 12-year-old 3 versus 1. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, it's just the excuse, right? This is why I have to have Disney Plus. All right. And you know what? Just because I'm in that kind of mood, go out there, find the corpses, bring them back into the ship, and let's do it again. Adios, motherfucker. Speaking of Rumble, guys, like again, got 20 watching on the Rumble side. Really want to grow Rumble. I know Jim tells you came by earlier. He's always streaming on Rumble. All of us now in Gatekeepers Alliance are streaming on Rumble. Some other people we know. We really want to build it. So tell friends that are into this type of content. I've got multiple channels on Rumble. I got the Star Trek channel. I got the politics channel. I got the drama channel. I got it all. So make sure you're at the wrestling channel. In fact, I forgot to update my display name here from the other night. But yeah, make sure you're out there and you're following all those channels. Turn on the notifications so you know when live streams videos come out. Every week, I put old streams up because I have so many of them. I have like 2.5 years worth of spacings and not that many airlock control rooms left, but they're out there. The only spacings left on USA, on YouTube are the ones from the past, 6, 7, 8 months, and then 2 from 2022 when we are on fire. All the other ones, not only are they hidden, they're deleted off YouTube. So some of them are on Rumble from the sync period up to late 2023, and the ones I've re-uploaded over the past 3 months. So they will come out. So make sure you're following on Rumble. Tell friends. I need to get to 100. I mean, it's a travesty that USA channel over there is not to 100 followers. We've got to get there. It might be after Grizzy rated. I haven't really checked, but yeah, Rumble is the way forward, guys. Rumble is the way. All right, we've covered fence riders. What the heck else? Yeah, I haven't really gotten into this, but this whole thing with the Super Bowl, why is it the Jake Skywalker moment? Oh, all these people tuned out of the Bad Bunny performance and they tuned into the TPUSA one. Yay, we got to win. Look how many people did that. Well, look how many people tuned back into the game, into the woke NFL, gave it their time and their money. I know some people think they got to have their sports ball, but NFL is a horrible DEI company. They're lamenting now about no black coaches, no black head coaches. Who gives a shit? It's not a win that somebody tuned out of a halftime show and then came back. In fact, halftime shows are when all the wives watch the fucking Super Bowl anyway, and real men go take a piss. They go outside with a beer, maybe have a smoke or whatever. Real men have never watched the halftime show. I mean, come on. I've been watching the Super Bowl when I quit in 2020, going all the way back as far as I can remember. You know, the Montana Marino game and even before that. And I don't ever remember my father looking forward to the halftime show or any real men. So it's not a win that people tuned out of it and then tuned back in and gave it their time and money. It's just not. Just like when Jake Skywalker showed up on The Mandalorian to rescue everyone with his green lightsaber. It's the same thing. That wasn't a win, just like the Super Bowl halftime show being tuned out of was not a win. And if you have convinced yourself it was, then you're fucking delusional. I mean, come on. I hate this obsession with coming up with wins. What is really a win? NFL going out of business would be an awesome win. Oh, I like it and I want to see it. Well, if that were to happen, all the archives would go to someone else and you could watch old games. I love on YouTube, there's this one channel, I can't think of the name of it. It's some guy's name Sports Machine, and he's got fucking sports going back, I think, to the 70s. And I'll watch like an old 80s baseball game, and I'm loving it because, you know, it's Canseco, it's Ricky Henderson, it's Mark McGuire, all the old school guys. So I don't need NFL, and it's not a win that people tuned out and then tuned back in. That's my soapbox moment, and it just disgusts me that people think it is. John Getz says, I was streaming Death Standing during the Super Bowl. Is that a game? I assume it is. It's easy to give up sports ball because all the teams in your area suck. Yeah, I mean, you know, you take Dana White. I really don't care for the company that owns UFC anymore, TKO, but you take someone like him, pretty base guy, right? And yeah, I've been watching that every Friday night. And you guys know I'm a fan of professional bull riding, also coincidentally owned by TKO. And they have affected some stuff, but, you know, hey, let's start every show, whether it's at the minor league level, there's even a level below minor league, or the ones that are on television with a prayer and the national anthem that's sung not by a purple-haired weirdo, but, you know, by like a nice local artist a lot of times. I like watching Real American Freestyle that was founded by Hulk Hogan. He died before the first episode, but it's freestyle wrestling, and Eric Bischoff runs it. It's on Fox Nation. If you were in the military, I think you get 1 year free of Fox Nation, and it's pretty inexpensive anyway. There's all kinds of great documentaries on history and stuff. I watch based sports. I'm not going to support the NFL. Paula, 1966 is here. The Gift. No, I've heard about that movie though. Heard about it. There's the Rumble emoji. So yeah, that's my soapbox moment on the fucking Super Bowl and Bad Bunny and Kid Rock and whoever the hell else. It's amazing how many pussy ass Canadians live life on the third line and suck at hockey. And that's another thing. Speaking of Canada, I was a big fan of CFL, of Canadian Football League. The players were not always the greatest, because if you're in Canada and you play American football and you're good, you're going to go to the NFL. That's just the way it is. So the players weren't as great, but the play was awesome. I love the rules. They only had 3 downs. You can move before the snap. So like the wide receivers would get a running start and they snap the ball right when they hit the line of scrimmage. So you're at like a full head of steam. The end zones were twice as wide, not as wide as long. The goalposts were in the middle of it, so you can run into it. You can score singles on kickoffs. The field was a little bit wider. It was just a more fast-paced and fun game. Big fan of the Calgary Stampeders, but I dropped out before the NFL thing because they were doing all the woke stuff. Hey, look, we have a trans cheerleader. And I like CFL going back to the early 90s. No, I want to say late 80s, because I had a 8th grade history teacher, and he was sick of NFL at that point in the 80s. And he said, I'm going to start watching Canadian. So over the years, your access to it has changed. Like it would be totally available for 5 years, and then you really can't get it unless you have super satellite in the 90s. But it was all over the place when I was watching it in the early 2010s to the late 2010s. ESPN3, I had access to it, and I would watch every game I could. But it's just sad that it disgusts me now thinking of what these sports leagues are doing and these sports teams are doing. Blue-Eyed Scorpio's here. I love hockey. Avalanche do a Pride Night once a year. All but 2 teams do. Who are the 2 teams? So we can praise those teams. I do a few others, got into a YouTube channel about it, and they started deleting comments. Yeah, it's stupid. My ancestors didn't fight for Mississippi, but alongside them. Yeah. I'm gonna get more into racing too. Like NASCAR, they've done some stupid shit in the last couple of years, but they're nowhere near as bad as like NFL and MLB and NBA. In fact, I have a really cool gift. It's after midnight, so it's my father-in-law's birthday. I have chunks of the original NASCAR track in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, and he doesn't know I have it, with a certificate of authenticity. I'm going to give those to him because he's a big NASCAR fan. So I'm going to start getting more into that. I watched the championship that was in Arizona a few months ago, and it's actually pretty fun. And going to one is even better. I have some friends at my old place of employment that would go. I think the Kansas City one is the one I would go to. They have a racetrack there that NASCAR hits at least once a year with the big race, do some tailgating, just get shit-faced, go into the race. So, yeah, I'm probably going to get into NASCAR too. Yeah, shit. And that's another thing. People are like, oh, you don't like NFL, you don't like CFL, watch the NCAA. Well, I can't do that because NCAA forced the SEC to force the state of Mississippi to remove the Confederate battle flag from their flag. So, fuck college football too. Pretty sad. It's just I'm not gonna put up with that shit. There's other stuff to watch, other sports to watch, and that's what I'll do. They're not getting my money or my time. You tried racing, never get into it. Well, I'll let you know. But I think being there in person would be totally different than watching it on TV. Hockey, I've never liked watching that on TV. You can't see where the puck is, and you're like, what the fuck's going on, So, no hockey for me. All right. So this one, in a weird way, it's kind of in honor of Yavin Base Broadcast. We're going to start this segment. And I have a new intro for the segment, a new and improved intro for the segment. So pay attention here. Here we go. So that'll kind of address Timon from Brazil's concern all the time that, oh, sometimes you're not showing booty. Well, now it's the expanded booty / Bootyverse, right? So we address that way. So what have we got today, and how is this kind of oddly in honor of Yavin Base Broadcast? Well, it has something to do with towies. No, not those kind of towies. But what we have here is a beautiful young lady surrounded by toys. So imagine that, like you're a Star Wars fan, you know, you just did a 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening shift, and you come home, dinner's ready, a beer's on the table, and then she's waiting for you here with your Star Wars toys ready to go. Like that's what you're looking for in life, guys. Surrounded by toys. But these ain't the vintage ones. Those are those 90 ones. They're closer to the prequels, so we don't like them that much. Freaking idiots. But that's expanded Bootyverse for the week. The new and improved intro where you get to see Mara Jade as Erica dancing. Thank you very much, AI. Appreciate you. Paula 1966 says, Tim, since you're a wrestling fan, if you've ever watched WWF, the wrestler Sting kind of looks like Gene Simmons. Yeah, Melissa Lord is a big fan of Sting. You're talking about the later on one, not when he had the bleach blonde flat top. Yeah, I've been watching him since probably 1987 when he debuted. And he was actually tag team partners with the Ultimate Warrior as the Blade Runners, and they were bodybuilders, and then they kind of like had a falling out, and to this day I don't think, well, obviously Warrior is dead now, but until the day he died I don't think they ever made up, because I think there was a lot of resentment for some reason from Warrior, even though he went on to become WWF champion just like Sting became WCW champion. So kind of weird. My favorite Star Wars toys are those Hasbro lightsabers from the 2000s. Which ones? Detroit was third team. Yeah, you guys are... So Detroit and who else here? One of the two teams. Columbus and St. Louis. I don't even know the mascots or the names of those teams. I know so little about hockey. In fact, Blake and Greg had to tell me that the Mighty Ducks are now just the Ducks. I remember when they came out as a team after that movie came out in high school. 97, yeah. Fighting the NWO. We like those. Yeah, Sting's awesome. But Chef out there watching the Cuties verse. Yeah. Well, guys, I think we covered everything for the night. We got some good music, courtesy of myself and Gabriel Knight. We talked about fence riders and our ciders. We talked about some stuff that literally just hit the news waves a few hours before Grizzy went live. Yeah, all in all, good stream, and we covered a lot of stuff. Appreciate you guys showing up. Probably going to go live Sunday night. I have a really busy weekend, but we've been going live every Sunday night pretty consistently. There's so many topics we can cover. We have channels out there to do politics, to do wrestling, to do a lot of different stuff. So I don't know which one I'm going to do yet, but we're definitely going to go live. And also something else I wanted to mention, I almost forgot about. In March, I want to have a selective member stream, so stay tuned for that too. Yeah, and follow Star Wars and Politics. We need to get that thing to 1,000 somehow. Every time I make a video, I get a couple of subs, which is the opposite of USA. It seems like I make a video or something and I lose subs, because I think that channel's cooked. But we got to get Star Wars and Politics. Let's go for 300, then 500, and then eventually 1,000. Let's get that one monetized, and then we can we can just like abandon USA since the YouTube commies have pretty much destroyed it at this point. But that'll be it, guys. I guess I'm going to leave you again with the music and, you know, just kind of chill out to that first song. It's kind of a chill cloud rap song. And then get ready to dance to the country rock tunes for Yavin Bass Broadcast. But thanks, guys. Thanks for being here the whole time. Good crowd tonight. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for all the support, and we'll see you very soon. Have a good night.
I don't like it. I'll rewrite it. I won't fight it. I'll rewrite it. It's a new script. Completely flipped. It's still Disney. Chill with me. Ray could be good. Kylo wears a hood. I don't like it. I'll rewrite it. Won't fight it. I'll rewrite it. I won't reject it. I'll be selective. It's my directive. Part of the collective.
I'm back and I love Disney more than ever. When it comes time to re-up, I'm gonna go ahead and pull that lever. At my fingertips, I got decades of entertainment. Boycott it, nah, on that, I'll take a rain check. It's for my kids, it ain't none of your biz. Got it for shows that ain't even on it. Thought I'd write a little sonnet. They like mackerel mermaids. To catch 'em you need more than worm bait. Since I have a sub, I may as well watch a damn show. Rogue One and or Mando. It's for my kids, it ain't none of your biz. Got it for shows that ain't even on it. Thought I'd write a little sonnet. It's for my kids, it ain't none of your biz. Got it for shows that ain't even on it. Thought I'd write a little sonnet.
Why did you watch the show using Disney Plus? Put your money where your mouth is. Bro, my kids want Disney to watch the crap they watch. My kids.
It's for my kids, it ain't none of your BS. Got it for shows that ain't even on it. Thought I'd write a little sonnet.
There's my money where my mouth is. If you don't like it, bounce. You can freaking bounce.
I got a sub, you don't like it. You know what you can do.
Bounce. You can freaking bounce. I'll done more against Disney and what they've done to Star Wars than you could dream of.